This is ube, a bright purple yam from the Philippines, and it's become a hyper-viral ingredient in sweet dishes for its unique ability to make everything eye-catchingly and Instagrammably purple. But today I'm taking a more savoury approach and making an ube burger with every element infused with ube. Yes, that's right, purple cheese is a thing now. You're welcome, Internet. Let's get adventurous. So I've got two different forms of ube that I'll be working with today. First up, this dried purple yam powder. This should be a really convenient way to add some ube colour and flavour to our cheese and burger sauce. And I've also got this block of frozen grated ube, which I think will work really well in the burger bun and also mixed with the meat in the patty. While the powder will probably be quite easy to work with, I think the frozen ube might be a little bit more challenging, so I'll start by preparing some of that. And it's a pretty solid frozen block at the moment, so let's see if we can break some off to thaw out. And I'm having to be extra careful here because it does seem to want to move around quite a bit, and I don't want to accidentally chop off a finger. Ow! Okay, this doesn't seem to be working. Maybe a different approach is in order. Huh, that was much easier. So now I've got a few good chunks of frozen yam, which I'll thaw in the microwave. So this is the frozen grated yam thawed out, and it's a bit unusual. I was expecting it to be a bit watery like most frozen vegetables, but it has this weird sort of dry, spongy texture. It's quite satisfying to squeeze. It's almost like kinetic sand. It's really interesting. So now that the ube is ready, let's start by making a burger bun. Here I've got about 45 grams of warm milk, and to that I'm adding 1.5 grams of dried yeast and giving that 15 minutes or so for the yeast to hydrate and start to become active. And while I'm waiting for that, I'll start preparing the beef. So here I've got about 170 grams of 80/20 ground beef, and into that I'm roughly crumbling in about 25 grams of the grated ube. And to boost that ube flavour and colour a little bit more, I'm also adding a half teaspoon of the ube powder. Ube has a fairly mild, slightly sweet flavour with a hint of vanilla, so I think I can be fairly generous with it without the risk of overpowering anything. Then I'm using a clean hand to mix that all together until it's well combined and, well, purple. Then for now, I'll put that aside and get back onto the burger bun. And for that, I'm measuring 80 grams of all-purpose flour into a bowl, followed by 4 grams of sugar, about 30 grams of the grated ube, and a teaspoon of the ube powder. Now I'm drizzling in 4 grams of oil, followed by our yeast and milk mixture. And once that's all mixed in, it should come together to form a nice shaggy dough. I've then given that an initial rest for about 20 minutes just to let all the flour hydrate, and then I'm giving it a quick knead until it's nice and smooth. And once it's smooth, I'm covering it and leaving it in the fridge to slowly ferment and rise overnight. Now onto the cheese. Like with any burger, I really want the beautiful melting qualities of a good American burger cheese. But unfortunately, standard American cheese doesn't have ube. So for this burger, I'm going to need to find a way to add it. So to achieve this, I'm taking 2 slices of standard American cheese, popping them in a heat-proof bowl with about a teaspoon of ube powder and a splash of milk. Then that is going into a steamer where the gentle, moist heat can fully liquefy that cheese. And once that's all ooey gooey and melted, I'm giving it a thorough stir to evenly distribute the ube powder. Now, a big lump of purple cheese isn't going to be much good on a burger, so I really need to reform this back into a square. So I've got a silicone mat and a scraper, which I'm just lightly coating in oil so that nothing sticks. And then working really quickly while everything's still really hot, I'm dumping out the melted cheese and using some parchment paper and my scraper to flatten the lump out and gently reform it into a nice even square. Just like a regular slice of burger cheese. Except, you know, purple. Then that can go into the fridge to cool completely. Now, it's always nice to have something pickled and acidic to cut through the richness of a burger, and to stick with the purple theme, today, instead of a pickled cucumber, I'm going to make some purple pickled onions. So I'm slicing a cheek of red onion and popping them into a clean jar while I make my pickle brine. So in this saucepan, I've got equal parts vinegar and water, a pinch of salt and a spoonful of sugar. And then to up the purple even more and add a little more ube flavour, I'm going in with a couple of teaspoons of the dried ube powder. Then I'm going to bring that to a simmer and get everything dissolved and mixed in, and then pour that over the onions. Then pop a lid on that and put it aside. It should be nice and pickled within about half an hour. Now a big purple ube burger needs a big purple ube sauce, so to make that sauce I'm starting with a base of Japanese mayo, and instead of regular ketchup, here I'm adding some Filipino banana ketchup. It's savoury and tangy and fruity just like regular ketchup, but just like ube, it's an important part of Filipino cuisine, so I thought it seemed appropriate. Then a small squirt of American mustard. Please excuse the noises. And then a generous amount, I'm going in with about half a teaspoon of our dried ube powder. Give that a mix until everything's really well combined, and that's our purple, or at least purple-ish, ube burger sauce. Now my burger bun dough is out of the fridge and has been proving for about an hour and a half. During this time it's come up to room temperature and roughly doubled in size. To make it nice and glossy, I'm giving it an egg wash, and then for a little bit of extra ube, another sprinkle of ube powder. Then into a preheated oven at 190 Celsius for about 12 minutes. And that looks like a pretty good and very purple burger bun. And I'll get the bun ready for the burger by cutting it in half. Oh, and that is an embarrassingly crooked cut. Oh well, we'll make it work. Next, onto our weird purple meat patty. To form the patty and keep things clean and easy, I'm using 2 sheets of parchment paper, then using 2 chopping boards to pre-smash the burger into a nice round disc. Then I want everything ready to go as soon as that burger's cooked, so I'm prepping my bun with our delicious ube burger sauce, a generous amount on both the top and the bottom, followed by some fresh lettuce, and of course, to stick with the theme, I've chosen some purple lettuce. And then on top of that, I'm balancing some of our nice, bright, zesty purple pickled onions, and then I think we're ready to cook our purple beef. A quick seasoning of salt, and then slapping that down into a hot pan. And I've got my lovely slice of purple cheese just off to the side, ready to go. Once the first side's cooked, I'm putting another light sprinkle of salt on the second side, giving it a flip, and then laying on our purple cheese so that it starts to melt. And then when the burger's cooked and the cheese is nice and melty, we'll bring it all together. And that is definitely the weirdest looking burger I've made this week. It's certainly very, very purple. Let's see how it tastes.
Okay, let's try this weird ass burger. Well, despite its bizarre appearance, that's a pretty good burger. You do really taste the ube. It's nutty, it's got a hint of vanilla, and gives the impression of a slight sweetness, which actually balances really well with the savoury beef, cheese and sauce. The purple lettuce adds some nice freshness, and the sharpness of that pickled onion just cuts through some of the richness and brings a good balance. This was definitely worth the experiment.
Let's go in for one more bite. And there you have it, the Ube Burger. If you want to see some more weird burgers, check out this video next. And until next time, happy snacking.